now this morning. Everywhere's still very cool, just the way we want it. Yes, so this is our special way of saying welcome to the rainy season. Yeah, this is April. We're right here.
True.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we're good. Prices of goods and services. We know for sure that for some time now, the Naira has actually increased or it's gained some value.
Yes,
and
that's
so
all
the
that.
Naira.
So
yes.
some persons are excited, some persons are happy and benefiting.
We're all happy, and ever you look at it, we're happy. For the Naira to appreciate it.
Slide,
Yes.
because one would say the way the Naira is actually appreciated should
Yeah,
be that.
we very
Because the
hear
first
about
place I would
it,
want them
yes.
to go to are supermarkets.
Oh,
The price.
we're not seeing them do much of that.
No.
So let there be price regulation.
Sure.
Let there be changes in prices of goods and services. Well, we'll find out from Chinazo
Yes.
on Street Talk here because she's right there to find out from our people on Street Talk what they affected the prices of goods and services. We want to see that.
Yes, a lot has been happening this week. We've
Yes.
had so many trending headlines, but we want to find out what is trending
Exactly.
this morning.
Yes,
So we'll
this
look
morning.
at different papers this morning and find out what are the headlines.
Yes, and once we move from trending headlines, we'll take on our guest interview segment. On guest, a few Nigerians who are doing good everywhere, people among us. They are wonderful Nigerians who are actually reaching out to them in different ways. We want to find out when we have our first
How you need to be safe.
day, what area we're looking at to stay safe.
True.
all
Even
the
if you
time.
have an idea of
Yes.
how to be safe, but we'll have an expert come here
Yes.
to enlighten you more
Yes.
on how to be safe.
Yeah, sure. And once we're done with that, we'll be done with Morning Ride this morning on Delta Television, Asaba, the People's Pride. And so once again,
J-Mali make it juicy.
The water. And that's the reality of the Nigeria we live in right now. Now, how's it affected you personally?
It has affected me mentally, psychologically, physically, spiritually because
You rich.
yeah, it's not easy. Person not dey chop 3 times again and at once. The time and
Sharp, sharp, sharp. So what do you think the government...
start producing our own stuff, bring.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
So the exchange rate right now, how's it affected you personally?
Everywhere it has affected everybody.
Okay. So,
Actually, I'm into metal fabrication. The cost of diesel these days is alarming. It's so strong that we cannot afford it. Price of seriously. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do.
well said. Thank you very much. Yeah. Good morning.
My dear, how are you?
Fine, thank you. So the exchange rate right now, how's it affected you personally?
My dear, it affect me too much. Just including rice, 1 delica rice for Lagos is 1,000 naira. Over much. Not only that, look at tomatoes. Our is much. Not only that too. Enter inside market, price tell anyone your price higher. Anyone your price higher. Is much. Is much.
Has it affected your business?
Not small thing, like then I say, wow, what is happening? It's over much.
Yeah, the difference is too much. So what do you think the government can do to stabilize?
Government should help us. So this man, Tinubu say, if you enter, things will be okay. See fuel, higher. See gas, over much. See dozy. It's too much. The man should do something. See what I say though. If after this man, let women enter. Because men
Our military regime, because men are not serving us anymore. So she said. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So the exchange rate right now, how has it affected you personally?
Honestly, to me, self, when the result was announced that Tinubu won the Cameroonians, because
Okay, so what do you think the government can do to stabilize the foreign exchange rate?
to be honest, I'm not seeing the government doing anything. Honestly,
So you don't think there's anything they can do?
there's nothing they can do.
Oh, so you want we should continue living this way?
With somebody that will have the feelings of his people, because Tinubu doesn't have feelings for his people.
Okay. Thank you very much. So he said to wait till the end of the 8th year. Exchange rate now, how has it affected you personally?
Yeah, it's affecting all commodity in the market. As you can see, the rate of so that they'll be able to afford their commodity.
So how do you think the exchange rate will stabilize it?
Because I know that most of the things that we purchase in Nigeria is based on the capacity of dollar.
So do you know what the acronym CBN stands for?
CBN is Central Bank of Nigeria.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the exchange rate right now is making the youth go into things that wouldn't help them tomorrow, going to crime rate. So the crime rate recently now is higher than it was. Has it affected you personally?
Is much like now a pure water is 15 naira.
What I heard though, what I bought.
15 naira. I bought 15 naira. Once you ask what's the problem, they will say now I paid like let me say 500 from Onisha to Asaba. They say dollar. Know what they will do for the dollar. I made they do and say.
We are still on the streets of Asaba, and here we have with us another person. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the exchange rate right now, how has it affected you personally?
Personally, because of the high cost of commodities, that of living, suffering has set in. And now people are struggling to manage themselves, to do service to themselves. You have clothes to do in the laundry because of the situation of
That's doing it yourself.
manage to do it yourself. Then the laundryman begin to complain. So these things, it has made the naira to be less valued. It's like you don't have anything. It's just as if it's used to survive.
So what do you think the government can do to stabilize?
Anything that will make the dollar rate to come down. For example, if the government can look into the matter, where did this thing start from? What is the cause? Because if you know the cause of a problem, you'll be able to proffer a solution to that very problem. What is the cause of this? Let professionals look into it. What is the root cause of this matter? Is it corruption on the side of government? Is it that the country doesn't have enough resources to help their citizens? Where is the problem? And I don't believe that there is no resources. There is resources. So there is corruption somewhere, in my own view. So let governments look into it and feel the pain of the masses. If they don't feel the pain of the masses, they will not do anything.
By the root of the problem, as when you identify the root of the problem, that's the only time you can offer solutions to the problem. We're still on the streets of Asaba. Let's go find more people to talk to. Good morning, ma.
Morning.
So basically, the dollar and the exchange rate, how has it affected you personally? How has it affected your food business?
It affects us also because this rice where we are buying now is so much money. The rice now is 60. Local rice now is 40 something now.
So even the dollar itself, they affect.
Even the dollar itself is affecting everything we are doing for this business. So if they can do anything possible.
But how about sales? Does it affect sales as well?
Yes, it's affecting everything. Everything, it's affecting everything. So we are just managing ourselves for this food we are cooking now. There is no money, but we are managing ourselves for the rice, for the everything, even tomatoes. It's costly. So that they can reduce all these things for us, for we to.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the exchange rate and dollar, how did they affect you?
They are affecting woman count very well. Because before they were saying dollar is 115 naira, they will say that naira is one. But now, a bag of rice is now going to 70,000. We are want to buy a plate of food before it's 300 naira. But right now, everything is expensive. I say a plate of food now 700. But currently, 100 naira because of the fuel charges and the dollar every day. Before December, I didn't know how the fuel will look like. Because fuel, dollar, they affect mankind. But I don't think to you now that.
What do you think the government can do to help us?
Here the government empower everybody who they feel like. I mean, I read the government should come there, come and
But the dollar, uncle, what do you think the government can do to stabilize the dollar?
the government and do 400 so that people should feel
400.
400. It's okay, or 400 or 300. It's okay.
All right, thank you very much. Mama, good morning. No.
Manu,
Mama, so this dollar, this exchange rate, how you take the affect you?
but we can't make everything cost. And I want me carry everything down. The people do am, this self go do am, may dey normal. Because na my brother, I no go say no be my brother, but I no want wetin go dey affect everybody, dey affect myself. So make carry everything down.
So your business, how the thing dey affect your?
E dey affect me sef. Wetin we dey buy 1,000 naira now na 5,000 naira we dey buy am. You understand? The thing dey affect
So
me.
but the sales of the business, because they move like they move before.
E no dey move as e dey move before because dem no.
We've heard from so many people on what they have to say. Some have said to identify the root of the problem, as that's the only time we can dollar.
honest, you have to have integrity when it comes to business. And I know you want to make profits, but you need to understand to actually. It's very important that you have conscience when dealing with your fellow Nigerians, because sometimes when they begin to charge for high rates, you ask Nigerians, and we're all going through this, you don't have to benefit from someone else's pain.
Too much of benefits, yeah.
Too much
So
of benefits.
we can actually make things better for one another. Yeah, the prices of goods and services will surely come down. Like, we move on to our next segment of Morning Ride, and that's trending headlines. On trending headlines, we have some of our national dailies to look at this morning. All right, we have the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard, the Daily Post, Leadership News, Premium Times.
And we also have this headline. It says, fake degrees, federal government awaits probe report, threatens corporate arrests. Although doctors begin.
All right, we'll quickly look at the Vanguard newspaper. Best at home to provide jobs for youth. All right, Forex, turnover to official market, or turnover in official market rises to 95%. Senegal, Nigerian youth only interested in PAs to presidents and governors, says Traore. Well, these are the headlines we're following from the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Now let's look at Daily Post newspaper. Daily Post newspaper, we have as the cost our downfall in 2023. This is coming from Abia P. Apologized to Christians over the very offensive Easter. Cooperate with federal government on tourism development. Sokoto government denies taking foreign loans to execute projects. $350 million. Naira gains 21.85 Naira against dollar. Those are the headlines on the
Kello to extend unbeaten run. Let's see the very new ones. All right, CAN condemns FIRS over Easter adverts, demands customers. Ice spicy sex tape leaks on social media. All right. Elon Musk joins Disney as chief event. We're following from the leadership this morning.
Now let's check out the Premium Times. And then we have Nigerian troops rescue kidnapped NYC members, 8 others, says official. And we have Naira appreciates at official market. Dangote refinery begins sale of Zuri. Again, DAMB extends registration deadline. 219 people arrested for crossing. Okay, we have this
665 fake A-level results. Dangote, Otedola, Adenuga, Rabiu make Forbes richest list amid Naira devaluation. Inside Lagos Assembly's reform bid to hasten state-owned justice system. All right, we have reps summons FEM over discrimination against Ogun ex-governor's son. UCH to court hearing. New era of leadership beckons in Ondo, says as rainfall wreaks havoc in Oyo community. Bandits abduct worshippers during prayers in Zamfara Mosque. Kogi Court remands 4 over alleged theft, fraud, impersonation in Lagos multiple auto crash. But these are the stories we're following from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Next is the Nation newspaper with Diesel. Fire unfolds Pan-African agenda. We also have Binance chief, others charged with money laundering. U.S. mayor okays CBN's forex policy, economic plans. Wike admits relationship with Odili not smooth. Delta policeman, says Adejobi. Religion call for ceasefire in Gaza. Those are the headlines this morning from the Nation newspaper.
All right, we'll quickly take a short break now. We'll be back for more headlines from our national dailies. Please stay with us. All right, our short break is due now. When we return, we'll continue with trending headlines as we'll be joined by our analyst for today. Please stay with us on Morning Ride. Welcome back. It's trending headlines, and we're being joined by our analyst this morning. We have Engineer Meshach Oza.
Always a pleasure. I mean, Saturday, Wednesdays are my days.
This Wednesday, you came with a different form, and you're making us laugh this morning.
No, you
Just
know
take
why?
it easy,
Yes,
because
thank you,
there are very serious issues right now. Many things happening in Nigeria.
We're already used to Nigerian situation. We expect new.
Trending this morning is the issue of CAN, and that's discovery by JAM of fake A-level results, about 1,600. And what is that message? These are some of the headlines this morning before we move on.
Level, yes, I think I appreciate what JAM has done, because a lot of Nigeria, when our leaders lie, they present fake documents to the National Assembly for scrutiny. People copy their role models, and some of these politicians and political elite and leaders are role models to some youths. If so and so, and in position of like this can use fake results to get there, it's not a play. But they don't know why can't I? But JAM, the way you and I wrote JAM, this as fast as it came out.
Through your post office box.
Post office box,
Yes.
It was very easy. There was no fear. Your parents didn't need to follow you to JAM office.
Then if your result is released, you get in school. If they withhold your result, you go to Benin City.
Benin WAEC office.
Exactly.
That's how I knew WAEC
very
office in
easy.
Benin. Man, you see parents go to get their children better. They say no, reduce it right to help children do it with the connivance of their peers and friends. Now JAM has improved in technology. Now technological advancement makes it possible. Now when you go for direct entry, you want to go through direct entry. When you submit, first and foremost, you must have wrote JAM. If you didn't write JAM and you pass through pre-degree, they will do there's what they call verification.
When we talk about WAEC,
improvement on the WAEC. Okay. But however, now besides the A-level results now, they'll still check they'll go to your university and evaluate, check your results and all that. JAM does that within the period. Because of technology, it becomes very easy. They just mail to your it is basically, for my own opinion, it's basically out of laziness. Because you blessing now, you go to school in the UK, you make a first class. Exactly. Because the conditions upon which you and I now when you are learn with enough learning aids. First class with the first class, a lot of them like
Yes,
that.
there
So
are many.
the template
Yes.
is not easy, but moving forward, I think Nigerians should eschew corruption.
But what does it speak of our society? Because if we're talking about WAEC results, parents send the children to school. The students
Some
get
of
this
the
fake
children
WAEC
aid-
results
some
without
of the parents aid
Proud of some parents, and I
Yes.
see some like a wonderful
we
dad.
can't
Now,
aid malpractice. For
no,
what?
for what?
For what gain?
With what gain?
Yes.
And I mean, when you think of the sacrifice you are putting into these children, we will
risk
not
it.
want to. You can't
Yes.
risk the discredit that we build first and foremost. Now, peer influence. And let me tell you something. The proliferation. Some of them, 90% of these present generation have not seen log reading books. Textbooks, Ababio, Abbott, all these textbooks that we use. Everything, you just go to Google and the answers come up. And they think it does not help learning. And learning aids have been thrown to the door. Parents don't even help their kids do assignments anymore. Now you see parents at class 4, that's basic 4 and basic, they force their children to go and write common entrance. No, the child is not yet ripe to the level of doing that, but parents want to put costs to the detriment of this child intelligent quotient growth. It affects this child. Society is a benchmark of leadership. When our leaders, you see the way they mock themselves on national television.
Yes.
I mean, you use fake results. I was there, you were not there. Some of them have been caught with fake results. At that level, I mean, it becomes a norm. Now, technology is reducing the impact and the possibilities for people to carry out this kind of flaw. So it's really going to be pretty difficult. They will always continue to be caught.
And I think the government should do something about the proliferation of private schools as well. Because we now have lots of private schools who just get children into their schools and
just for exam malpractice.
it's just for exam malpractice.
Do you know,
So government should
public
actually nip this in the board.
Listen, public schools, when it's time to write WAEC, when they are necessary to raise.
Discovered this right now. It's left for the federal government to really do something. The Ministry of Education to do something.
Yes,
because it's going to affect. We're not talking about now. We're talking about the future, because these children who are coming out from secondary schools with fake results,
But they are
according
some of
to
the
the
people.
society, tomorrow they will become
But the ones that are
everything.
already politicians, governors, senators, they're not in court with fake NYC discharge letters. I mean, it's been something that's been happening since 1999 from National House of Rep leader Buhari, that was his name.
Yes.
He came with a fake result, apologized. Yeah, we've had them. It's a societal menace.
Okay, let's look at the issue of FIRS Easter message to Nigerians. You know, they came up with this post, or this I'll call it a post, and it said, "Jesus Christ paid your debt, not your taxes." So many Christians came out to say that was insensitive. Out to say, we demand an apology from FIRS. And this morning, one of the headlines said that.
Well,
apologized as
I
well.
think that's very responsible on the part of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Very, that's religiously inciting. They cannot do that to Islam. They cannot say, Muhammad paid your price and you pay your taxes. I mean, they know what the outcome will be. That's they will bond that. They are practicing Islam. Islam is a very peaceful religion, but you on the personality of Christ and on insult on Christianity as a religion. So I think deservedly, Khan has demanded what is right. The FIRS needs to publicly and go to social media and tender unreserved apology to the NTA inclusive, and apologize to the Christian faith for that no-cause incitement. If we are not a peaceful people, I mean, all FIRA offices all over the federal.
May. Now, I have a problem with this. It's in May. As diesel price drops, as Dangote sells 1,225 naira a liter.
Well, unfortunately, listen, I won't take anything Dangote and the government are saying, because they've been telling us lies since the coming of this regime. That is, by September last year, the Dangote refineries would have whatever, until today we have not. They should start the selling first. Let's start saying and allow us to give the evaluation. We'll be the people to tell them, oh, you have doing well, you have done greatly. And at the also of us to know that Dangote and the federal government cannot show responsibility, and they've told us lies in the past before. Let's wait till it starts happening.
Well, okay, let's wait.
Okay, from the Guardian newspaper. Peter Obi, economist, lectured Tinubu's government on how to reduce borrowing. All right, the story is okay. These are some of the forex alone, not determiner of high commodity prices, says experts. It says the late Peter Obi yesterday. All right, he said, "I remain concerned about our borrowings, considering their galloping situation over the years and their committant effect on the economy. More worry usage of investments on investments, all right? Yes. Let's say usage or investments as required by law to show their impact on the nation," Obi wrote on his X handle yesterday. He therefore appealed to President Bola Tinubu's government to please do the excellence so far and be able to make better decisions for the
along religious, ethnic, and cultural lines and political lines too. Yeah, basically. And I think I love when if you listen to the narrative, there's so much sense being said. But when you go to social media, we have not shown accountability and capacity and competence as a nation in leadership. The government needs to let the people know. Let the people know how they have been using this. Since it's a loan, you're borrowing it. You don't borrow for frivolities. God will give him back to us someday. Or man of his capacity. This is a man that understands the trivialities and the pains of the common man, the trivialities of bad governance, and understands the economic importance of policies that are people-friendly. And he has international on that will be intellectually impacting on the economy. So I think people should come from people like this, whether he lost.
We have this headline from the Vanguard newspaper, major headline that says Okwama, police, not army, should probe, try suspects. SAN's retired judges. This is coming from a senior advocate of my South local government area of Delta State. The legal luminaries who faulted the handing over of the traditional ruler of Iwu Kingdom, Delta State, His Royal Majesty Clement Ikolo, the constitutional duty of the army to investigate the murder.
However,
they advise the army to return the murder to the police for proper inquiries.
You see, the problem.
That's the breach, really.
That's the
monarch surrendered to the police. Then police
handed
over to the army.
You see, to attract confidence for the Nigerian people. Somebody was declared wanted by the Army High Command. Now, if the Nigerian Army cannot be an advocate in a case where it's involved. This case is surrounding. It's a civil case, whether the military was killed or not. It's a civil case. They need to improve on legality of jurisprudence. I think the judges are spot on. They are right on point. The police are supposed to handle. The police are independent.
Nigerian Army
panel of inquiry constituted by the Attorney General. We are up and investigate, especially mostly retired senior police officers, not just any rank and file, because this is a very sensitive issue. Now you give this man to the army. We do not know, and we don't know the process of their style of first getting out information. This is a man we don't know. Police is supposed to do the groundwork. Now a fight going on in Iwu Kingdom. Some section of the people do not want him. So, as a civilian, the one I read that, the first thing
on his husband. Yes.
I mean,
no investigation done.
Nothing. He just put his name came out. If that is where it started. If he has been investigated and he has been affirmed to have been culpable, and he has eluded arrest, that is when you can bring out.
Sometimes we're able to say this person is on wanted list. Yeah.
This is the reason why some Nigerians do not believe. Is it?
Yes. But making this look like the names of these people mentioned or found in the wanted list are actually culpable is a problem, because no investigation has been carried out. So for some senior advocates of Nigeria and retired justices
as well, lack of synergy, or they don't understand their roles.
That is the English, lack of synergy. Now, they say there is a breach of trust amongst them. Last week, there was a profile DSS and police connectivity in interpersonal relationship among the security echelon of this country. And that is why you see it is difficult. That's why the army can decide to, how can the police high command carry the traditional ruler and straight to the 63 division, and they carried him
from the husband because his phones had been seized and all of that. And that the husband or the monarch should not be treated like a common criminal.
Yes, because
that's one since the man was even, he ascended that throne, there has not been peace, he has not been on ground, you know.
And it came from the UK. At times,
yes.
that's why you see people have the UK.
Responsible for giving information to the family, because I know
Yes.
that once
I
such a
will
person is
confirm
handed
it.
to the
That's
army,
why it's a good
it's
thing
hard
that
to get.
SANS and retired judges are actually.
Yes,
But they need
shouting.
to act. The
Because,
state
yes.
government needs
And
to
of
act.
course, besides that, the community used to this is their monarch.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
they should cry out. I mean, this is
Yes.
injustice in a way.
All right, another headline would look at this morning. The Joint Action Committee, JAC, the umbrella body of unions in the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan, has said that members of staff of the hospital would from Tuesday, that's yesterday, April 2, 2024, work between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily until
Most of our hospitals, or rather most of our workplaces are in this dire strait. Nigeria is faced with economic and power problems, and we can, especially for hospitals, they need to put them under something like we have in Asaba, 33 line or IPP. There must be constant power supply. You can't be performing.
Especially in
Remember, I recall
hospitals,
vividly.
yes.
There was
When
a time when I
lives,
wanted
yes.
to give birth to my senior daughter, my first daughter, to
these issues have
a
been
government
there, yes.
hospital.
These issues
So
have
these
been
issues
there.
have been there. I mean, the fear, you as a parent, you'll be apprehensive for your spouse, just in case. You don't know when the enemy will make them take life. And there are people that, there have been situations, I've had a chemotherapy session with federal,
really
at a government hospital. So you can imagine the importance of power. You can't really weigh the importance of power, and especially in the health sector. They see what happens
outside
internationally.
Nigeria, yes.
They are in tune with international best practices relating to the medical sector, and we expect when they are it